Let's see if Cal can take advantage of it.
Cal is on the outside of the tournament right now looking in. They need to start stacking wins. And for Stanford on the bubble, Joe Lunardi's got them as the last team out right now, despite their 4 quad 1 wins. And a win today for Stanford keeps them in 6th place in the ACC. And the quick foul on A.J. Rahosi, who gets the start today. Big Cardinal gone due to injury. Chisholm Okpara, who missed last weekend's Duke-Carolina games. They announced this week he's out for the year. And here comes Okorie the other way with the left hand swatted by Chris Bell.
What recovery speed. Man, Okorie has an extra gear in transition.
Here is Justin Pippen. John Camden, he's always a 3-point threat, number 2 in blue. Pippen looking to body up the defender and the finger roll with the right hand.
Really nice job. 4 out or 5 out that time, and that gives Pippen room to work inside on the switch.
There is the starting 5. You can count on at least 20 from Okorie. Key for them might be the others tonight, and that's one of them, Benny Geeler, their top 3-point threat, and he delivers. The starting 5 for Cal with Ames and Pippen and Camden, and then Lee Dort, one of the best rebounders in the ACC. Here he is with the catch down low, and a foul, and that is 2 in the first 2 minutes for Rahosi, and he will have to leave. So with Okpara out, already trouble inside for Stanford as they will get Oscar Hielte to check in between free throws for Dort. The 6'10" senior from Dallas.
He's a big body, and Stanford doesn't really have a body like that to match up with him. So as you take a look at Okpara,
yeah,
Dort's got to play really well.
Tough break for the Card. He's out with the lower leg injury suffered on January 10th. So Dort at the line for the best free throw shooting team in the ACC. Both have had a week to prepare for this game after they both lost to Duke last weekend and beat North Carolina in home games last weekend.
They're going to try to show 2 bodies on Okorie when they can. They're going to show numbers in the gap. They have to keep him out of the paint.
Here is Okorie.
Yeah, he doesn't want to screen. No. He's waving off, flattening it out.
He doesn't want another defender. Here's Agarwal. Okorie can do more than score. 9 times this year, he's led the team in assists. Agarwal couldn't convert on that one. Here's Dort. 2-man game with Pippen.
Well, if you can take Okorie to the paint, to the block, you want to try to put him in some foul trouble, but he did a good job defending right there. Holding his ground against Pippen.
The first of 2 meetings. They will see each other in Berkeley in late February.
Really good scramble on the backside of that defense by Cal.
Okorie draws the foul. That's his game. Get it inside, get to the line. Fouls on Bell.
Here's 2 players right here. You see Camden stretching out on the hedge and then trying to recover. But what Okorie does really well, and they worked on it this week, that little hesitation right there allows him to read as the defense goes away to recover and scramble. He does see the floor really well.
Second in the league in free throw attempts, Debbie. About 30% of his scoring comes with the freebies.
Gets to the line about 8 times a game.
Yep.
A little over 8, actually. This is a good matchup right here. I think Justin Pippen is a really solid guard with good size. Of course, we know the lineage of Scotty's son. Really understands the game.
Dad's in attendance watching tonight. Justin averages about 14 a game. Here's Bell. Scramble for the rebound, and I think they're going to get a foul on Dort. There's Scotty in attendance down along the baseline.
I don't think he liked that call.
6-time champ with the Bulls. Michael Jordan. Jordan's Carolina Tar Heels got a big win today against Virginia. Agarwal from Okorie.
You're going to have to knock down those open shots. It's a really good job of getting in the gap and setting up that three-point shot in the corner.
Kyle Smith thought that was going to be significant. Can the other guys help out with the offensive production? There's Pippen on a drive and a foul on Okorie. Justin will get to the line. 6'3" sophomore from Los Angeles. There's Kyle Smith, now in his second season with the Card. Pippen hits on the first. 82% free throw shooter. Fourth in the ACC in steals for the transfer from Michigan. He was there his freshman year.
Leads this team in assists at 4 a game. That's the challenge at this level, where the way the ball screen coverages are, to be able to see all 9 players. I think Okorie and Pippen can both do that.
Agarwal keeping that dribble alive, and that's going to be a foul. They're going to give it to Bell. If it's on Dort, it's his second. They're going to give that to Bell. And that's 2 on Bell. So now each side has a starter in trouble.
I think both teams have equal depth, Beth. I don't think that would favor either one, except for, you know, keeping Dort on the floor because he's got a bigger, wider frame. And rebounding is such an important part. He's so good at carving out space, especially on the offensive glass.
They will keep Bell. Cal will. Mark Madsen will keep him on the court with the 2 fouls. Cameron Grant, Aiden Camden, and Jeremy Dent-Smith all checking in for Stanford. Agarwal rebounds the miss. Dent-Smith is another 3-point threat coming in off the bench, 25 in white. And they're going to get a foul on the screen up top on Camden. Eric Lewis with the whistle. Anthony Eads, Michael Kitts, our officiating crew today. Camden. Illich slipping that screen. Wide open. Camden from Dent-Smith on the roll.
2 baskets that Stanford had scored have been in transition. So right now, Cal's got to do a better job of matching up the Geeler 3 and that screen and roll.
Camden hesitates and hits from downtown.
John Camden has made 49 triples coming into the game. He's really improved his catch and shoot and his shot prep, according to Coach Mark Madsen.
There's his 50th of the year. Okorie to the left side and draws another foul.
I think he can get by anyone that guards him, and given some space, he reads.
And welcome to Maples Pavilion here in Stanford. Beth Mowens alongside Debbie Antonelli. And Ebuka Okorie, a couple of free throws to give the Card the lead early on here, 10-9. In this West Coast rivalry in the Bay Area tonight. Packed house on hand. The Cardinal won all 3 of their matchups, 2 in the regular season and then in the ACC tournament head-to-head a year ago. Chris Bell up top. It's been back and forth early on. Both teams trying to figure each other out a little bit. And they're going to get a foul on on John Camden. For the Stanford Cardinal, one of the best freshmen in the country is Ebuka Okorie out of Nashua, New Hampshire, averaging 22 a night. And he is a key. When he's on, they win. If he's not putting up a big number, they struggle.
Well, he impacts and affects winning in a lot of different ways, not just scoring. He is a top 10 scorer in the country. That's not just the freshman. That is one of the best scorers in the nation. He can fill it up in all three levels. And right here, he doesn't want to screen. He wants to flatten it out and take Justin Pippen off the bounce.
He'll stay outside the line, hard on the three.
That's the third time he's asked for a clear out on the top of the floor.
Pippen, whoa, sweet move, and then turns it over.
Back-to-back steals for Jeremy Dent-Smith.
Nice pocket pass to Camden, who gets another easy layup. They've been a nice 1-2 punch off the bench here early on.
I think one of the issues for Cal on the road early is I think they've given up 3 transition baskets.
Yep.
A triple to Benny Geeler in the corner, and then 2 back-to-back pick-and-roll options. They got to match up sooner.
Camden off the mark there. Okorie can't knock that down. He starts out the day 0 for 3 with 4 free throws.
Well, Okorie has a different shifty change of speed, doesn't he? I mean, even when it doesn't look like there's something, he is putting pressure on your defense up the floor.
Day-Day Ames, the leading scorer for Cal, looking to go to work. He'll fade and come up short.
Back-to-back defensive stands by Stanford. Late shot clock.
Bears open up the game 2 for 9. Dent-Smith off the bounce and gets the home roll.
One of the things Cal talked about in shoot-around was making sure they run Stanford off the three-point line. They do that with Jeremy Dent-Smith. He's 9 for 15 in his last 2 games outside the arc.
Lob inside, and the nice wrap for Ilic, the 6'10 grad student from Serbia. It's a very experienced Bears team in terms of a lot of seniors and grads out there. Dent-Smith gets an open look and buries it.
You got to have high hands and take vision away from Okorie. He throws that on a bullet on a skip.
Stanford opens up shooting 50% here in the first 8 minutes. Pippen trying to go backdoor and a kick.
Jeremy Dent-Smith comes in the game and changes the rhythm defensively, and it allows them up the floor to play a little pick and roll game in transition. And here's his triple right after he drives. It's a great skip over the top by Okorie. You got to have high hands on the ball handler, Beth. You got to have better ball pressure.
Subs coming in for Cal. Carr and Campbell are out there, and so is Nolan Dorsey. Pippen's fade won't go. Grant and Dent-Smith out top. Both sides are down a starter with early foul trouble tonight. Geeler way outside. That won't fall.
Stanford really not trying to
breakaway
switch
on the miscue, and Hirte throws it down.
How about the big guy rumbling, stumbling up the floor for the dunk?
Stanford has Cal out of sorts early on. Just 1 Bear basket in their last 7 trips.
Pippen called for a screen.
Pippen got a couple of defenders to fly by, and it's Donovan Young, weak side on the glass.
Both teams controlling the boards. We mentioned earlier that rebounding was important. Neither team's given up an offensive rebound until now.
And there's the one. Oh, what a block by Pippen from behind, denies the dunk. Young working on the glass, and he's fouled. Hustle plays made by the Card. Top, Debbie. Both coaches worried about the rebounding situation, and Mark's a lot more worried right now than Kyle Smith is.
Well, they have a -2 rebounding margin on the season, so it's been an issue for them this year, particularly in the ACC.
Cal has started out just 3 of 12 shooting, while Stanford is closer to 50%. And Gieler, they get pushed on the baseline.
With 3 seconds on the shot clock, and that is the 7th team foul. 10 minutes into the game, and Mark Matson's team is already in the bonus, has put Stanford in the bonus.
Third season for Mark. They started out hot. In fact, their best in 17 years with a 9-game winning streak in November and December. It's been a little tougher sledding come ACC play, Debbie, but for both these teams in a fight to get back to the NCAA tournament, their schedules were front-loaded with ranked teams in league play. They have a chance to do some damage now in February and forward.
I think both these teams have another level that they can get to. Of course, Stanford's still adjusting without Chisholm Okpara, who is out for the year with a knee injury.
Just announced this week, they will miss his toughness and physicality. Terrific bench production so far for the Cardinal. That's been a big difference to their start tonight. Shot clock winding down. Campbell to Day-Day for 3, and the lefty rattles it in and out. And there's the first offensive rebound of the night for the Bears.
Well, coming off the timeout, at least they got the ball below the free throw line. They have been playing on the top of the floor and deep into the shot clock.
Ames will step back for 3, front rims it. Another offensive rebound, and it's blocked.
How about Gilte off the bench? He's been fantastic. He and Jeremy Dent-Smith both have done a nice job.
The 6'10" freshman from Belgium is Oscar Gilte. Has spent some time in the Belgium national program, and as we're saying such nice things about him, he launches into the front row. All right, Ebuka Okorie back on the floor. 8th in scoring in the country, 2nd in the ACC behind Cameron Boozer. 3rd nationally amongst this great freshman class in scoring, with Boozer and A.J. DeBonsa from BYU up there with him.
I think Kyle Smith does a good job of managing his minutes as well. He plays just under 34 a game. And right here, he's going to get a steal.
Yeah, in fact, 6th in the league in minutes per game.
See how much longer Coach Matson will go without Justin Pippen on the floor right now. He's really frustrated with his team.
Chris Bell is sitting with 2 fouls for Cal. Starter A.J. Rahosi sitting with 2 early fouls for Stanford. Young, they kick it out the other way, and Dent-Smith for 3.
That is excellent ball movement, and forcing another Cal timeout. And that is hard for any defense to recover from. Cal has been a step late in the quarter court as well, Beth.
And how about this for Stanford? The others have been big early on, with Okorie without a field goal, and yet you're up a dozen.
We talked about others having to make some plays. Jeremy Dent-Smith has made some plays off the bench.
Yeah, look at that, 14 of them for the Card. Forcing Cal to get Chris Bell back on the floor with a couple of fouls. And for Kyle Smith, he talked to us today at shoot-around. If we can get the other guys going to help Ebuka out, we're in business. In his 2nd season, big improvement a year ago. They got to 21 wins. It's been a busy January already for them, Debbie. Ranked losses to Virginia and Duke, but ranked wins against Louisville and Carolina.
And beat Virginia Tech on the road. Their last 3 wins in league play. They've got 4 quad 1 wins.
A couple of ranked wins, their most in 11 years. You got to go back to the 2014 season, which, oh, by the way, is their last trip to the NCAA tournament. And at 14-5, they are on their way there. Joey Brackets has them right now as the first team out, with a strength of schedule of 65 and the 4 Q1 wins. projected 9 ACC teams in the field right now. Stanford leaning towards a 10th.
And more quad one opportunities throughout the remainder of February, as the league only got 4 teams in last year.
On the drive, and a foul will get Ames to the free throw line.
Yeah, I think the adjustment for Mark Madsen has been to get his team to get the ball more aggressively below the free throw line. Try to set up some other options instead of staying on top of the floor.
Ames is the junior from Chicago. His 3rd collegiate stop. Scoring has gone up this year, as Pippen will also come back in. They need to do something to disrupt a 16-2 Stanford run over the last 7 minutes.
You could feel the intensity from Coach Madsen out of that last timeout. I mean, he certainly understands the rivalry.
Yep. Played in it on the Stanford side, coaching in it on the Cal side. Okorie still searching for his first basket. Offensive rebound in the kick out. Dent-Smith. Another O-board. Agarwal, second chance points around and down.
Just a tough, gritty effort right now by Stanford. They are really digging in. Instead of letting Cal back in it, they are extending their lead. No field goals in the last 5 minutes for Cal.
Ames coaching us. Camden passes tip. They couldn't find him. Numbers for the Card. Dent-Smith. Get it as Okorie finds the 3-shooter in transition.
Smart. I call it understanding the 3 W's. Who to get the ball to, when, and where. That's good point guard play. How about Jeremy Dent-Smith? 3 for 4 outside the 3-point line, off the bench.
Yeah, he had his career high last weekend in their big Carolina win. Hit 6 triples out of Hawthorne, California. Tough defense there on Ames as well. Day for 3, no. And Stanford will come away with it. Cal just 1 of 8 from downtown.
He throws a lot of one-handed passes over the top with his size. You get high hands on that, you can get that deflection.
Bell's pass went in the bench. Here's Okorie on for a similar outcome, and they have started out hot. 29-13, 18 points off their bench.
Coming off the timeout, they're going to get Okorie off the ball.
And Cal shooting has been frigid thus far. Okorie still without a basket, but doing some of the other things for the Card. There's a nice feed. Pippen to Bell. They're looking for an and one, no call.
Yeah, I'm looking for Justin Pippen to get going here. He's got to get going offensively. He's a 14-point-a-game scorer.
Here he is on the move and passes that one into the second row.
Up the floor right here. He sees Bell and he waits to throw the lob. Bell looking for a foul. But you got to get back, see how he's calling for his teammates to get back in transition. Stanford has really hurt them in that aspect of the game.
Bears only averaged 9 turnovers a game, already at 6 in this first half.
I love those possessions where you only dribble with a purpose and you move the ball because your spacing is so good. It's hard for the defense to catch up.
Keeler off the bounce. Shot clock's winding down. They've got to launch. And a shot clock violation, or are they going to get a foul first? No. Seeing a lot of Milos Ilic with the foul trouble for Dort. He's got 2. As Dent-Smith will come back on and Okorie will check out. All right, so Cal has gotten 4 straight stops. Can they chip away? There's Pippen, the pull-up. three. I think they're going to look at that the next break.
Simple ball screen in transition. Stanford dropped below the level of the screen, and he was wide open.
Here comes Pippen again on the march. Pippen, good relocation on the perimeter. And he hits.
On cue, he's got to go. I mean, Cal needs him, and it's a timeout. Kyle Smith.
He's got 4 free throws, but does not have a field goal. The bench production has been terrific so far in the first half for the Card.
I mean, nice change defensively by Mark Madsen to come with a full court pressure, especially without the one-man press breaker Okorie on the bench. Coach Madsen's put a lot of energy into getting this comeback, right?
Yeah.
I mean, down by as many as 16.
First foul on Ames will get Agarwal to the line for the 1-and-1.
Yeah, and Stanford got in the bonus at the 10-minute mark because Cal put them there with their sloppy defense, right? They're late on every play. They seem to have picked up their energy. Day-Day Ames loves to go left.
Pippen. Oh, may have traveled down there. Camden gets an open look, and he'll knock those down all day. His second 3 tonight.
Camden, a tremendous three-point threat, 39% in ACC play. There's a couple of guys right around 40% outside the arc for Mark Madsen.
Agarwal trying to muscle his way inside. Elish, and here comes Pippen again on the run. Bell will pull up transition 3, and he's fouled. And 3 freebies coming. Let's check out the Pippen puppies, Debbie. Does he keep them down?
He lands on 2, and he pump fakes. So his left foot is his pivot foot. He pumps again. He moves that. Oh, that's a travel.
That's a travel.
Yeah. And it leads to a Camden 3.
Got away with one there. That could be huge later on. Here's Bell at the line. And the first miss of the night for the best free throw shooting team in the ACC. Now 6 for 7.
And Bell, 90% from the line.
Transfer from Syracuse, 1,000-point scorer. And here comes Okorie back in. Let's see if Kyle Smith tries to get him an opportunity quickly here for his first basket of the night.
I would keep in mind Cal might like to press again. They pressed last time. Pick up full court.
Now back away. Well, it has been a while. That was last Saturday. His last bucket here. They've been getting 2 bodies on him quite a bit. Opportunity here for Grant. Long rebound to Ames. Good skip to Camden. Nice fake. And another knockdown. His 3rd of the ball game. And here comes Cal within a bucket, trailing by as many as 16 here in the first half. Agarwal.
Just really quick shot by Stanford. They had done such a good job of moving the basketball. Over the top, Elish to Camden. Nice ball fake. Too easy.
Last 4 buckets for the Bears have all been triples. So Hilte with a pair of free throws coming. Well, we're looking ahead to February 5th, women's basketball play for K doubleheader on ACC Network. Carolina and Clemson, Florida State and NC State. That's Thursday night, Feb 5th. Big one on Monday night, Feb 2nd. when North Carolina visits NC State. That one, I believe, will be on the Deuce.
That's the big play for K game. That's the epicenter of play for K and the K Yao Cancer Fund.
Of course, you played for Coach Al Debbie at NC State. One of the all-time greats on the women's side, just like Tara Vanderveer here at Stanford with her name on the court. So is Coach Yao's. Going to be a reach-in foul here on the Cardinal. That'll be Okorie, his second.
Well, he got caught on a switch, and Cal didn't really recognize it, so on the penetration, he reached in to foul. He's just not in rhythm yet.
Cal in the bonus for Bell. And Okorie will check back out.
It's a really great recruiting story about Okorie. Brewster Academy, commits to Harvard. All his teammates at Brewster Academy are getting big D1 offers. He puts himself back in the portal, and Kyle Smith and staff were all over it. It's been a really great story across college basketball, as have the entire freshman class this year. It's been amazing.
Monsters. Bell can't knock down the second. Stanford without a basket their last 9 possessions. Good scramble here for Cal defensively. Young down the lane, scoops it up and in. That'll end the drought. Under 2 minutes to go in this half.
Zone. Stanford played 7 possessions of zone against Duke. 21 against North Carolina.
Camden spins in the lane, over Grant, hits.
John Camden, have a game.
Joins Pippen in double figures here in the first half. 6 for his last 6 shot attempts.
They have really pushed that ball screen offense away from the floor, and now they're scrambling and recovering quickly. They've definitely gotten better energy.
Chance to tie or grab the lead. Pippen. There's Carr off the bounce. Gets to the rim, lays it up and in. And a chance for a free throw to go in front. Big comeback here for the Bears.
Nice ball fake, good ball reversal. The lane opens up, and then after the play, you see Hilte just takes Carr out.
They were down 14 with 5 minutes to play in the first half. And now a run over the last 4 minutes to go in front.
Behind the play of Justin Pippen. He got him going.
He was the spark. And chance of California ringing through Maples Pavilion from the visitors.
Look how far they're stretching and still recovering. You got a short roll, you got to quickly move the ball out of that double.
Dent-Smith, high arcing shot won't go. T.T. Carr, the freshman from Mill Valley, with the board. Pippen uses the screen. Final 30 seconds of the half. Not that much time for Cal with the shot clock. Campbell finds some room and hits the 3. They started out 1 for 8 from downtown. They've hit their last 5. Final seconds of the half. And they do not get a shot up for Stanford. The finish with a flourish for the Bears. And they've got the lead at the break. He does not have a basket, and he doesn't have a point in the last 15 minutes.
Well, they've brought 2 to the ball. They have been in the gaps. They've showed him numbers. They've made it really challenging for him to get going.
He is #1 in white and one of the top freshman scorers in the country. Here he is with it. Checks the shot clock. Off the bounce. Ryan Agarwal in the lane. Short. A.J. Rahosi with a rebound. And around and out on the second chance. Ames with the push and the finish.
When you can control the glass, you can get up the floor. Nice job of running ahead of the basketball by Cal.
Since that Madsen timeout, a 29-9 run for Cal. And Rahosi misses another one close range.
Dort showing some discipline right there, not to foul.
He had 2 fouls in that first half.
Well, he's fouled out of 4 games this year, so he is prone to foul trouble.
Only played 7 minutes. That's 34 in blue.
You can't let Day-Day Ames get to that left hand.
And a foul on Geeler.
That's why, Beth. Geeler had him over there on his right hand, but you let him get back to that left hand. Nice clear out here by Cal. Nobody down the lane line, and Agarwal can't help because he's got Bell in the corner. It's a well-designed play. You help off the strong corner. That's a pitch for 3 to Bell.
Day-Day to the line, 85%. And that goes in and out.
Transition defense for Cal, much better. They have been able to load up their D, especially against Okorie.
Stanford was settling for a lot of 3 attempts in the last 10 minutes of the first half. There's Okorie, and there's his first bucket.
So in the first half, Okorie 3 times on the top of the floor called for a clear out because he had the Justin Pippen one-on-one matchup. He likes that matchup.
Here they are squaring off at the other end. Dort wasn't looking for the pass. And now they're going to get a foul on Young. So Okorie finally breaks the seal here a couple minutes into the second half.
Hey, it's a somewhat isolation, and just go make a play. Your 22-point per game scorer, second in the ACC, has got to get going here at home.
4 30-point outings in his last 8 games, including a freshman record 36 in the Carolina win last week. Ames, another shot at a 3-point play as he goes to work on Geeler. Back-to-back possessions.
ISO on this end, ISO on the other end, back to another ISO. Day-Day Ames just bullying Geeler in the paint.
6 buckets in their last 6 possessions for Cal. And this time Ames is able to finish off the 3. From down 16 to up 9.
See how they corral Okorie? They'd rather give that up on the backside and work to recover.
Rahosi misses another
layup in the paint.
Numbers and a bad pass from Pippen. Behind Day-Day.
That's a 2-on-1 that you have to convert. That's a break for Stanford. Okorie going to get off the ball right here and see if they can get him on a single side instead of the top of the floor where they've been able to trap him.
Dent-Smith will run the point. He was huge in the first half for them, 11 off the bench. And here is Okorie. Dort brings the big double. Agarwal, 3, got it.
When they reverse the ball and get a second side, they've been successful. That's a much better shot selection for Agarwal.
His first triple, he has 8.
Another zone possession by Stanford. I think sometimes you could go zone here to minimize the lack of size in the backcourt because they're getting picked on.
Pippen runs into the bigger defender. Now it's Dent-Smith defending on Ames at the top of the zone, forces a tougher shot.
Uses his chest to stop him from driving. A little bit bigger, thicker defender on Day-Day Ames.
Dent-Smith, baseline floater, air ball. Pippen trying to work on the smaller defender, and it's a foul on Okorie, and that's his third. So Pippen to the line, 82%. The latest in the We're Number One documentary series will be the 1993 North Carolina champs, led by Dent-Smith. Never before seen footage and plenty of interviews with players and coaches. It's now streaming on your ESPN app. Pippen now with 11 points, 3 assists. Okorie stays on the floor with the 3 fouls. Here he is again. They will throw a double at him with Dort.
And make him throw a bounce pass across the top of the floor. Allows you to recover defensively.
Young rebounds his own miss. They'll reset. Dent-Smith off the bounce.
He's playing really good. Solid. Aggressive. Trying to get downhill. He's a tremendous three-point shooter, is Jeremy Dent-Smith.
He's got 13 now on 5 of 9 from the floor.
I like the zone switch right here.
Camden beats it from mid-range.
I'm telling you, John Camden can flat out shoot it. When you got a stretch 4 that can manipulate space on the floor like Camden can.
There's a bump from Ames. And that'll be his 3rd personal. Cal up 8.
Didn't you today?
How about the freshmen around the country?
I'm telling you right now, look at this Keaton Wagler. Goes into Purdue, back-to-back losses for Matt Painter's team. A.J. DeBonsa has been killing it all year. Kingston Flemings, 42 and a loss on the road at Texas Tech. And then, of course, Cameron Boozer leads the ACC in scoring, and he's been one of the most consistent scorers all season long.
He had 32 today, 30 here for Duke in a win last weekend. Don't forget Duke hosts Louisville Monday night on ESPN. Dort couldn't finish on the jam. Camden can on the drive. And Cal has a crack at a 3rd old-fashioned 3 in the first 5 minutes of the half.
Off the timeout, Dort misses. Camden right there on the rebound. Foul Agarwal. I mean, the floor feels tilted the way Cal has been running, the way they've been crashing the glass.
This is a 26-point swing from down 16 to up double digits. Started with Justin Pippen and a much more inspired Cal defense.
It just seems like Cal has pushed Stanford way up the floor with their offense. Maybe if their screens maybe were set a little bit lower, maybe that would put more pressure on the rim and in the lane. Can't get anything going in the paint right now.
Dort with a big block. They have held Okorie in check, just 1 of 6 so far in the game. And Dort with the rim protection.
This is not the Cal team that showed up in the first 12 minutes of the game. What an incredible job Mark Madsen did in using his timeouts to get his team focused.
Okorie now 1 for 7 tonight.
Sometimes in a rivalry on the road, you might be a little amped up. Your coach is all excited about being here. And transition buckets. Timeout, Kyle Smith. He's seen enough. Richmond, he's got a family of athletes.
And it's the shot preparation that Madsen talked about. Right. Quicker release, Footwork, creating space, finding openings on the perimeter.
Getting behind the basketball when you shoot it.
Getting stronger. How does Stanford respond after their ability to drive it into the lane in the first 10 minutes of this game? It's been a real struggle. Cleaned up nicely there by Hilte, as Cal has really just pushed him right out of the paint. Bears are trying to end a 5-game skid in this series. They lost all 3 matchups a year ago, including getting bounced in the ACC tournament.
So as the ball moves across the top of the floor, John Camden flashes to the nail. And when he catches it, he turns and immediately looks to get to the rim.
Already the 6th team foul on Stanford. Next Saturday, ACC Network is alive with men's hoops. Pitt and Clemson will start things off at noon. And then North Carolina, Georgia Tech at 2 o'clock. 2 more games later in the day for the quadruple header next Saturday on ACC Network.
Another great job by Brad Brownell. 27 wins last year. Replace your whole starting 5. Dylan Hunter does not get enough credit, the point guard, for how well he's played. And a great job in the portal by Brad Brownell and his staff. They only have 1 loss in the ACC. They're in the mix.
Yeah, they picked up a win today against Georgia Tech. They're 1 game behind Duke. Blue Devils have Louisville Monday night on ESPN, and then Virginia Notre Dame Tuesday night on ESPN2.
Good for the Cardinals and good for basketball that Mikael Brown Jr. is back after missing 8 games. Played today, had 20. He didn't make the freshman graphic. He only had 20.
Need 30 or 40 today to get on that list. Bell tried to draw the foul, no whistle. Okorie could use an easy one to get him going.
Look how they had all those jerseys keeping out of paint, forcing a tough 3. He should have advanced past it up the floor to Agarwal. He was open, and then he can get it back. You got it. If you advance past, Beth, you flatten out the defense. You open up the top of the floor. That's where he's really good. He needs some space.
Just 1 for 9 now in the game. And Chris Bell to the line, already into the bonus for Cal. Bears are 15 of 19. Front end is good unless we got a lane violation. Yes, we do. So wipe that one away. Here comes the double. Back to Camden, who has the range. It'll stay at this end.
This is where Kyle Smith's team's got to be really good, is executing on situations right here. And typically his team is good.
Looking for an answer right now. A spark to get him going. Outscored 18-9 so far in this 3rd quarter. Okorie on the out of bounds, 1 for 10. Ames lost the handle. Numbers for the Card. Dent-Smith. He's got 15. 35 points in the last 2 games for Jeremy.
They got to get a couple of stops in a row here. They got to get some momentum, get this crowd going too. Take advantage of your home court. Nice back door.
Off the wraparound pass, and there is the 2nd stop in a row for Stanford. Okorie pushes into the lane, short. Just cannot buy one today. Dent-Smith gets a steal. And 1. And finally a chance for the home folks to get on their feet.
finishing at the rim.
Opportunity will be their spark. Last Saturday, now 18 today as he threatens a new career high. Pippen, floater, no. That's 4 straight stops for Stanford. They play without Okorie right now, who's had a rough night.
Oh, got to hit him on the roll.
They got him. Slides through the double team, and Hilte hits. And here come the Card within a couple of scores.
Mark Madsen told us that we would stay with the same ball screen coverage if it worked, and it has been working. They have stretched Stanford up to the top of the floor, but you can't make that mistake on that roll right there. You got to attack from the weak side.
It's a 7-0 run. Pippen inside, swatted. The big Belgian sends it.
Nice help at the rim. Good protection inside. Teams are pretty even in the paint.
Yep.
I mean, the difference for Stanford is they've got 17 points off 10 Cal turnovers. They need to keep bringing their D.
Well, they tried the lob to Dort. That won't go. He lands awkwardly. Hurt on the play. 5-on-4, Stanford. And a foul called, and Dort in some discomfort.
It looked like he was maybe somewhat, I don't want to speculate, but maybe cramping. He looked like he was hurt before he came down. They've missed a couple of shots at the rim as well.
So that was the 4th foul on Day-Day Ames, by the way. He stays on the floor, but Dort does not. He's out. So you see Ames with 4. Elish, Camden, Bell having some issues. Gieler. Camden, offensive rebound. Agarwal, wide open corner. Won't go.
I'm looking for Camden on this right here. Pippen has had a couple of drives to the basket and not been successful.
Over 3-minute drought they've missed on their last 5 possessions. Ames breaks that.
Gets to that left hand, Beth. You got to keep him on the right side if you can. It's so challenging because he's so committed. He plays the game so low to high.
Agarwal driving on Campbell, has to pitch it back out. Where does the scoring come from with this Stanford unit? Tough pass through too much traffic.
Pass is too long.
And then he commits the foul in transition. Little frustration there from Jeremy.
I mean, you make a mistake and you try to make up for it. He's going, my bad, right now to his teammates.
Because now you're sending an 82% free throw shooter to the line.
Stanford throws a lot of one-handed passes, and I know it gets the ball there quicker, but there are times today where they have resulted in turnovers. Like, once you start to make that motion, you can't get it back.
Camden knocks down the first. His season high is 25. He had a 30-point-plus outing in his days at Delaware. And he's lighting it up tonight. 22 now for John.
His three-point shooting has improved, has Camden. 6 to 7 to, as you mentioned earlier, 96 threes last year at Delaware. really gotten better.
Okorie back in the game for Stanford. Here he is, ball in his hands, 1 for 11 from the floor. Just 6 points so far, averaging 22 a night.
Stanford has got to attack right here.
Okorie does just that, high off the window, and it tips out.
The connectivity on the defensive end of Cal has been so good. I mean, their habits are outstanding. They're short, choppy steps on the closeout. They're running Stanford off the three-point line. They got high hands. The long staying with him on a hedge, on a stretched out hedge, has worked. Stanford's going back to zone.
Pippen, short. Okorie has a one-on-one opportunity. He hasn't had many of those today, and he drives and draws.
That's a smart play, because if you reset it and bring it back to the top of the floor, you allow Cal to re-switch back and get the matchups they want. He had a matchup that he knew he could take off the bounce.
See his eyes light up on that one, Debbie. He said, oh my God, I only got one defender on me.
And it's a post player. And it's a post player.
81% at the line. He's 4 for 4. All of those coming in the first 5 minutes.
You know, he's just off, and what he's got to learn is that he's going to have to make a play on the defensive end. Go get an offensive rebound. Try to get disruptive with your defense. See if you can get yourself back in it by making a play in another area besides scoring.
That's the second one to go.
Screen to the top of the zone for Bell.
Camden. Rare miss for him tonight. Now 7 of 9. Okorie attacks.
I mean, that ball has hit every piece of the rim for him tonight, and not the bottom of the net.
You could just sense the anticipation in the building and the gasp when it didn't find the bottom of the net. So he's back to the free throw line.
Well, there's no better teacher in times of adversity through practice than Kyle Smith. He's been so successful across his career. Jim Shaw right there next to him has been with him a long time as well. They'll figure it out for Okorie, right? They've got times with 8 minutes left.
Yep. They've gotten it back to within 6 a few moments ago. Down by as many as 13 after they blew the big lead in the first half.
And they got to get it done with their quarter-court defense. This is not a team that really likes to extend their pressure.
The door has been open. Cal is just 1 for its last 8. Carr blocked. Dent-Smith got it. Okorie wants it. Agarwal, quick trigger for 3. Camden, no. Card have it. Dent-Smith, the spark tonight. Blocked at the rim. Pippen, he'll try from downtown. And that's going to be a foul on Carr.
Bell was open on the wing.
7:06 to go in a 4-point game.
And while Okorie has struggled, 1 for 12, 0 for 7, he is 7 for 8 at the free throw line.
Coming into the day, Joe Lunardi said they were the first team out of the NCAA tournament. So holding court at home at a premium for Stanford. See if they can stack up a couple more Q1 wins next month.
How about this, a 2-point game?
Pippen, who's been scoreless in this second half, he was the spark for them in the first.
Staying in that zone, which has been effective for changing the rhythm of the game. You have to change the rhythm somehow. You can't play the same way all the time.
Camden trying to face up on Young, does. And off the ball, a foul on Cal and a scrum for the rebound.
So Stanford shows zone. They match up late in the clock. Doing a really nice job here, getting another stop. Then you see just tangled up in the paint.
Elich, his fourth. So the big guy will stay in there because we still have not seen Lee Dort return to the game. He now has ice on his left knee, sitting over there on the bench from an injury earlier in the half. So here's Kamen. And the next one can tie it up. Both sides have seen double-digit leads disappear tonight. And Mark Madsen wants a timeout.
Defense.
Yeah, they've taken away the Cal triple. 6 in the first half for the Bears, just 1 in the second. So here's Kamen to tie. And now the crowd's back too. 10-0 run.
I like Camden in that nail area, ACC logo area.
Bell hits a big three.
Good timeout by Mark Madsen. You get the bucket, you get the shot you want. Really good execution. They're scoring like 1.1 points after ATOs.
Agarwal probing, leans into Ames. And if that's on Day-Day, he's gone. Let's see who they give the foul to. I think they're going to give it to Bell.
After Bell just hit that three.
That's his third.
I still think Okorie's going to have something to say about the end of this game. About 6 minutes to go. The freshman has not shot it well, but he has not dropped his head. He's continued to stay aggressive. He's an excellent free throw shooter. And he plays, I mean, the numbers show it. He's got to play well for them to win. He's still got time.
Pippen calls for a screen. Dent-Smith able to get over the top of it. Now they got to go. Pippen keeps the dribble alive, pitches it out to the corner. Camden short, board won't go. Pippen elevates, and I think he got fouled, and he comes down hard. They're going to get Donovan Young for the foul.
Well, he hits his head on the back of Camden's leg. Back of his head on the leg.
And Scotty, who's right underneath this bucket, tells Justin, hey, step away, collect yourself before these free throws. I thought Cal might want to check to see if there was goaltending involved, but no look, so Pippen makes the first.
I thought Scotty was telling him, throw some dirt on it and get back in there.
4-point advantage, 5.5 to go. Okorie tries to split the double and a reach in. And that'll be on Pippen.
One of the first things Mark Madsen said to us today at shoot-around is we cannot let him split us in the double.
Just did it. And back to the free throw line. 8 of their last 11 points have been from the stripe.
But it's the only time he's done it so
Yes.
far in the game. And he misses again at the stripe.
Well, we talked about the missed layups. Now we got to start talking about the missed freebies. 7 of them. Back to a one-possession game. Pippen gets some space behind the screener and hits a big 3. His 3rd of the game. He's got 17.
Their ball screen defense has been so good, Cal.
Nice play by Agarwal to tip it. It's another missed layup and another opportunity. Dent-Smith for 3. Stanford's going to come out with it again. 4th opportunity on this possession. Okorie floater short. He's 1 for 14. And now Cal will take their time. Pippen just hit 1. He'll let Bell have a go. Out of bounds to the card. Cal will make a substitution, get Ames out. DJ Campbell returns.
They're going to get Okorie off the ball this time. I think Jeremy Dent-Smith has been the most aggressive off the bounce. They're going to run him off the Iverson cut. And he rejects the ball screen. Look at the jerseys that have been around him all game.
Camden gets it back out to Okorie. Weak side rebound, Illich. Under 4 to play.
I mean, Kyle Smith is trying everything to try to get him going. He can't get a piece of the paint. Cal's done a great job gapping it up, and their ball screen coverage has been outstanding. They have pushed Stanford up the floor.
Pippen, 1v1. Shot clock winding down. Has to fade. Oh, board for Campbell, who just checked into the game.
How did he get that rebound? What an incredible board.
Timeout.
It's a pretty decent free throw shooter, and Okorie just struggled from the floor. But Kyle Smith has not given up on his young freshman.
On the other side for Cal, the big comeback tonight. 17 for Justin Pippen, 22 for John Camden this evening. And after trailing by 16 in the first half, up by as many as 13 in the second, as they try and end a 5-game losing streak against their rivals. They need to start stacking up some wins. They are on the outside looking in, according to Joe Lunardi's bracketology.
They need to get it over. John Camden worked really hard on that possession right there and ends up with the rebound. He's been fantastic all game.
Big hedge from Camden, pushes Pippen out.
They had to switch.
Oh, again!
Campbell, back-to-back offensive rebounds.
Big on the glass with second chance points.
Battling injuries all season long. Coming up with a couple of really big plays here late.
And now it's back up to a 10-point lead. The Bears in front, coming up on 2 minutes to go. Camden 3, in and out. And there is DJ again.
DJ's rebounding late. When you're a team that struggles to rebound with a -2 margin all season, you need your guards to help, and he has done that. He's made big plays on the glass.
Camden open look for three, and he nails it.
That might be the one. John Camden, Beth, 5 for 8.
He's tied his season high with 25, and it's a one-and-done trip for Stanford. They kept their cool when they got down big early. Mark Madsen, a huge timeout to help turn the tide. They have kept Okorie in check. And they are trying to seal this deal. Pippen. Oh, my goodness, the finish from Chris Bell. Soaring in. Okorie fouled on the drive.
What did we just see? What a finish by Cal. Watch this. Take that, Taylor Tannenbaum, in the studio with the guys. Put that one up against the best of the day.
Monster jam from Bell, swooping in. And the Cal faithful are busting at the seams now in Maples.
Mark Madsen did a heck of a job with his team. They were late in transition. They were a half a step slow into quarter court defensively. And when they got down by double digits in that second timeout, turned everything around. Pippen got it going, and John Camden had one of his best all-around basketball games.
And now they will work the clock.
I wonder if Mark Madsen will change his mind about the best moment in this building. If it will be tonight versus the times he had as a player.
One of his biggest here at Stanford was against Cal in a 51-point win, which stands as the biggest in series history. And for Mark, success in this rivalry as a Stanford player, not so much as the Cal coach until tonight, and this is a doozy. First double-digit road win against Stanford in 16 years.
In winning time, Cal just pulled away.
They made the plays. Yeah. And there's Madsen from his playing days, 6-1, coaching days, 1-5. And that will change this evening as Dent-Smith ties his career high back-to-back 20-point performances. But it is Bear territory, in hostile territory tonight. The defense does the job, holding Okorie to 1 of 16 shooting. And they will have bragging rights at least until late February when they meet again in Berkeley.
Mark Madsen told us if the hedge is working, we will stay with it. We will not change the looks on Okorie if that works. And it worked all game. They were locked in on the scout. And their bigs did an excellent job hedging, recovering, and Xing out on the backside. It's a really well-connected defense.
Pippen with the finishing touches. And that'll do it. Cal rallies from an early 16-point deficit, and they pull away late to beat Stanford 78-66. Their first win at Maples.